Hello and welcome to a special, awesome collection, pop culture edition. We're going to look at a New York Times article from 1945, the beginnings of what we know as UFOs. They didn't call it then, they called them foo-fighters. You might recognize that name, foo-fighters. Let's just take a look at the front here. Here it is. January 45, so World War II was still going on. Battle of the Bulge was just turning in the Allied favor. So there's a lot of articles about that. But what I want to look at is this small article here, and then it's a little bit on the next page. Balls of fire stalk U.S. fighters in night assaults over Germany. American night fighter base, France, January 1st. Germans have thrown something new into the night skies. Spoiler, the Germans were not doing this. They saw them too. So to this day, there's questions on what people were seeing. I'll continue. Something new into the night skies over Germany. The weird, mysterious foo-fighter. Balls of fire that race alongside the wings of American fighters flying intruder missions over the Reich. American pilots have been encountering the eerie foo-fighter for more than a month in their night flights. No one apparently knows exactly what this sky weapon is. The balls of fire, and in German, that's Feuerkugel, fireball, Feuerkugel. American pilots have been encountering these for over a month in the night flights. They don't know what it is. The balls of fire appear suddenly and accompany the planes for miles. They appear to be radio controlled from the ground and keyed up with the planes flying 300 miles an hour, official intelligence reports reveal. There are three kinds of these lights we call foo-fighters. This lieutenant says of Chicago, one is red balls of fire which appear off our wingtips and fly along with us. Second is a vertical roll of three balls of fire which fly in front of us. The third is about 15 lights which appear off in the distance like Christmas tree lit up in the air and flicker on and off. Pilots of the night fighter squadron, since this 43, find these fireballs the weirdest thing they have yet encountered. They're convinced that the foo-fighter is designed to be a psychological as well as military weapon, although it is not the nature of the fireballs to attack the planes. That's because it's not a German weapon. A foo-fighter picked me up and recently at 700 feet and chased me. Page 3, column 4. Here's page 3, column 4. 20 miles down the Rhine Valley, Lieutenant said, and turned to the starboard, and two balls of fire turned with me. I turned to the port side, and they turned with me. We're going 260 miles an hour. The balls were keeping right up with us. Oh, on other occasions, when a foo-fighter picked us up, I dove at 360 miles per hour. It kept right off our wing tips for a while and then zoomed up into the sky. When I first saw the things off my wings tips, I had the horrible thought that the Germans on the ground were ready to press a button and explode them, but they don't explode or attack us. They just seem to follow us like will-o'-the-wisps. And then it says here, from December 13th, the Germans had thrown silvery balls into the air against day raiders. Pilots then recorded that they seen these objects, and both individually and clusters, during forays over Germany. Said that the flights had followed his wingtips for a few and then flew second zoom 20,000 feet into the air out of sight. And then this lieutenant said that he had seen the foo-fighter on 2 occasions and it looked like shooting stars. In his first experience with them, said, I thought it was some new form of jet propulsion plane after us, but we were very close to them and none of us saw any structure on the fireballs. And that's it. So it's very matter of fact. They don't know what they are. They assume they were German. They were keeping up with them at the then, fast speeds of hundreds of miles an hour and lights in the sky. Now here we are in 2021, and U.S. Navy and so forth, Air Force are admitting, oh, now there's things off in the sky. So I thought this would be interesting. I don't know what they were, what they are, but they were never proved to be German. So they're not. And there was reports that they saw them and they thought they were Allied something. So whatever these are, UFOs, they've been around, and they started really being interested in our technology. And I brought this little fellow out. Of course, that's a Jupiter 2 from Lost in Space for Foo-fighters. Until next time, more awesome collection, and we'll do other interesting collectibles I have. I have a lot of other papers and magazines from World War II time. I might do a little bit of that. And then I also have some interesting rock and roll magazines from the 60s that I've never done a video on. I was thinking about doing that in the future too for pop culture collectibles. Till next time, thanks for liking and subscribing. Foo-fighter.